Welcome to another episode of the Animal Olympics. This time we're taking a look at animal fighting styles. But this time we're going to be looking at the more smaller animals, how they fare up. The bigger animals like wolves, hyenas, elephants, rhinos, gorillas, sharks, those bigger animals. Yeah, fuck them all. We're taking a look at the smaller animals. So let's take a look at our four animals that we have chosen for today. Random animals. Get ready to compare. Our first competitor is the Old English Game. Now, these guys were raised around Britain and they're subspecies of the chicken that we know of today. Now, these guys, they're mostly just bred for fighting, cockfighting. Now, the Old English Game is a really effective roosters and one of the most aggressive out there. So, if you have small children, stay the F away. So, yeah. The Old English Game Rooster. Second competitor. The beautiful and elegant praying mantis. The praying mantis is an insect, that's pretty much it. It's a superior hunter and it's one of the most overpowered bugs out there. I consider it B or A tier when it comes to tier zoo tactics. Anyways, the praying mantis is a really, effective animal. When it comes to hunting and yeah. And it's even inspired some kung fu styles, like mantis style kung fu, which is full of quick precision and attacks. Next fighter. The honey badger. Yes, the honey badger. Honey badgers are relentless. They're aggressive. The honey badger is a weasel mustelid from Africa. And in Africa, they're considered one of the most aggressive and most badass creatures in the plains of the savannah. Known to scare away prides of lions, hyenas, jackals, wild dogs. So yeah. And they've got a pretty big reputation on the internet. Crap. Our final contestant of the Animal Olympics is the velvet worm. The velvet worm is this worm with multiple legs and can shoot glue out of its mouth. Let's compare their fighting styles. Yeah, pretty much. These guys live around caves, forests, on the underbrush, yeah, and they eat other bugs by, sliming up their bodies real good. Like some sex fetish. And then just eats them, slurps them up. Compare. Here we have the Old English Game fowl. Now, what will their fighting style be? Just wait until the end of the video where we compare all of them. Anyways, what weapons are they? The Old English Game. Well, the Old English Game, their weapons use their beaks, their talons, and their spurs, which is like this little part right here, which comes out of their fucking leg, their shin area, which they use to scratch up and gouge out. Now, since this is Old English Game, they're pretty much just born to fight. These guys kill. And when they fight dirty. They will use every inch of their body just to fuck you up. The Old English Game are pretty aggressive breeds and considering their cockfighting breed. And they will use their talons and their beaks. Considering they're from fucking England. But so yeah. Let's go into the praying mantis. Praying mantis. Well, the praying mantis's weapons usually include its mandibles and its raptorial forearms. The mandibles are used to crush up, crush up bug exoskeletons when crunching into them, like like some weird ass Nicocado avocado ASMR shit. They just bite and crunch through the hard carapaces of the elder insect brethren. The praying mantis literally grabbed them with her raptorial forearms and just yum 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 yum. And most of all, they go for the head. If they have a steady grip, they will start eating their victims alive. Yeah, and they also camouflage too. But when they're spotted, they will fight. Well, that's if the prey item is small enough. Also, these guys have been known to take down lizards, fish, snakes, and bats even. They're fucking crazy. The honey badger. Well, honey badgers, they use everything. Look at this diagram. They got thick coats. They have an anal stink pouch, which embraces freaking liquid, which stinks up his opponents. That means he can just shoot liquid out of his ass, and it can be, that. Coat. The honey badger's thick coat and skin. That means, and his skin is really loose too, so that's why it just acts like a little bodyguard, like a little blobby bodyguard for the honey badger itself. It's got full of strong jaws and sharp teeth capable of crushing tortoise shells. Holy crap! Farmers, when they try to kill this thing with a machete, the machete just kind of bounces right off, kind of. And he survived gunshots? What? What kind of? The gunshots pretty much killed him. Also, they're immune. They're immune to snake venom. Kind of. They're kind of. It's only a matter of time before they get affected. Anyways, they use the jaws, the claws, and everything else. Yeah, they're a dirty little stinker. But let's check out the velvet worm. The velvet worm is a very mysterious fellow. They can shoot sticky, hot, steaming glue at his or her opponents. This traps them instantly and it hardens pretty quick. So before going there, it just chops into him, sends in some antioxidants or something, and then just eats it up. You know what I'm saying, okay? Just eat stuff up. That's very much his fighting style. Long range attacks. Now, all of the 4 animals that we've discovered and shared their weapons: the Old English game, the praying mantis, the honey badger, and the velvet worm. Who has the most effective fighting style? The Old English game has talons and beaks and spurs. The praying mantis has raptorial forearms, the element of surprise, camouflage, and mandibles. The honey badger just uses everything from anal glands from his ass, claws, and jaws. And the velvet worm just shoots glue out of his mouth. So who has the most effective fighting style? Well, the most effective is... This was a very hard pick for number 1, 2, 3, and 4. But eventually I made up the mind and here it is. Number 1, velvet worm. Number 2, rooster. The Old English game. Number 3 is the honey badger and 4 is praying mantis. It was very hard to see who was last place because their fighting styles are great. But it was just that, yeah. Yeah. It was kind of hard. It was kind of hard. It was kind of hard choosing a victor and a loser for this kind of, list. You get what I'm saying? Well, eventually I came up with a conclusion. Velvet Worm wins because, his glue guns are fast. And his fighting style is gun. Yeah. You remember when early in the video where I said I'll reveal their fighting styles a little later? Yeah, this is their fighting styles. So Velvet Worm's fighting style is gun. And now I'm not basing it off of this. I thought it was just being like a little fun detail, you know. The Velvet Worm wins because glue, it can just there. And also it recharges pretty quickly. So if it ever misses, it can just again. Also, the Velvet Worm, despite its slowness, has fast reflexes. And then number 2 is the Old English Game, which is a fighting style that I think related to his most is Muay Thai. They use every inch of their body just to kick the other opponent's ass. And they will cut up, they will kill you, they will... you get what I'm saying. The Old English Game Rooster is a runner-up. Talons, spurs, beaks, they killed a couple of people before. Middle age to old, yeah. Third is the honey badger. Now the honey badger, even though he has an anal gland, which is just a little pouch which just shoots like stuff out of his ass, the honey badger isn't like it's just like and it's just a miscellaneous fighting style because honey badger just uses anything, and everything. I'm not saying honey badger's style of fighting is bad. It's just that it can get you if you be too cocky. You're just gonna die. 4 is praying mantis. Now, I was debating whether the honey badger or the praying mantis should be in 3rd and 4th place, but I decided the praying mantis was the best fit. For once the praying mantis has the element of surprise and camouflage on his side, but once it loses those, he's fucked. But the praying mantis has some weapons on the side which will help him. But most of the time, the praying mantis will probably just try to fly away or flutter away, kind of. Praying mantis it needs the element of surprise. It's kind of like tarantulas. Most of the time, when hunting, they rely on the element of surprise, but when they lose it, they'll try to fight back. But mostly they won't. The praying mantis, it's just kind of like that. They need the element of surprise. But in the end, I ranked the praying mantis as 4th. I really liked the Kung Fu because why the hell not? It inspired a whole damn culture fighting style because of it. Also, there's a thing called Rooster style Kung Fu too, so you can say that if they same thing for the Old English Game. So yeah, here's my list: Velvet Worm 1, Old English Game 2, 3 Honey Badger, and 4 Praying Mantis. Thanks for watching the Animal Olympics, and next time we're going to be basing off speed. Next time. Bye-bye, subscribe if you want more episodes like this. Bye-bye, subscribe.